Hello, Tiger Cubs, and welcome to the final episode of Tiger Cub News. Roman, you okay?
No, Jude.
What's the matter?
It's the last episode of TCN, and I'm really bummed about it, okay?
Well, Roman, if you're so bummed about it, I can't really make TCN not end, but I know something that could make you feel better.
What?
Let's host the greatest TCN episode ever made.
Ever?
Yeah, it'll have the best of each segment.
Well, if we're doing that, there's no better way to start than ASB announcements with Lucinda and Maddie.
Hi, I'm Taylor Adams,
And I'm Jeremy Ha.
and we're going to be ASB's co-president for the 2023 to 2024 school year.
We're really excited.
Hi, I'm Brooke, and I'm your secretary.
And I'm Apolline, and I'm your treasurer, and we're both really excited to serve you guys for the 2023 to 2024 school year.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Lucinda Ernst, and I'm thrilled to be serving as your ASB president next year.
Hey, my name is Batya Liu, and I am your freshman ASB vice president for next year. I am really excited to be working with you guys, and I will do my best to make next year a great experience for all of us. Thank you guys for your support. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Kayla Chang, and I'm your freshman secretary. I will make sure that 9th grade is a year that you will never forget. Bye.
Roman, for this episode, we're going to be going over the best for each segment, and honestly, I don't know what we should do first.
I mean, we're gonna go through so much this episode. But going in traditional order, we gotta do sports.
You're totally right.
Entertainment.
Last time, right? They don't think we're very good.
Wait for Sammy,
right?
wait for Sammy. Hey, boys, hands around.
I swim last time. We're gonna win this time, okay? Yeah. Championship is ours. Play strong, be aggressive, okay?
Yeah.
Let's go, boys.
All right, last game of the season, we made it this far. I know we're missing players, but that means we have to play way better. All right, focus up, play together, play physical. Tigers on me, Tigers on three!
1, 2, 3, Tigers!
Ow!
Entertainment.
Jude, I remember you filming the games, but not being on the team. What are you doing in the football photo?
Who knows?
Well, in other amazing moments from this year, Universal was so fun.
Yeah, it was totally a highlight.
Let's see some highlights presented by Santi.
Today I'll be covering the 8th grade Universal Grad Bash. The SPMS 8th graders went on 9 buses to Universal Studios. The lines for rides were way shorter because they closed the park early for the schools. There are many lands in Universal Studios. First, I say we should go to the Simpsons land. They have many places to eat. They have Luigi's Pizza and Pasta, and they have Krusty Burger. First, I think we should head to Krusty Burger. They have many burgers and hot dogs to choose from. The Clogger Burger is really good, especially if you're very hungry. It has double meat, and you won't need to eat for a while. Or you can go to Luigi's Pizza and eat a slice if you're not too hungry. There are also a variety of options on the menu. Now that we've covered food spots, we should head to Harry Potter Land. What's cool about Hogwarts is that you can see a huge castle. There are 2 roller coasters in Hogwarts, but we will be only covering the one inside the castle. The Harry Potter ride has screens and a moving cart to imitate that you're flying. It's pretty cool because at some parts you're upside down. I would definitely not recommend this ride for people who get motion sickness. Harry Potter Land has a famous butterbeer that everyone loves. It's really good because it tastes like a sweet cream soda. Next, heading down to the Lower Lot, we have the Jurassic World ride and the Revenge of the Mummy. The Jurassic ride is really fun with 2 drops, one big and one small. When you're going up the lift, you think you're about to drop, but you don't. As soon as you're at the end of the drop, you get splashed with water in your face. Next, we have the Revenge of the Mummy. This ride is pretty fast for people who don't really ride roller coasters, going from 0 to 45 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds. I love this ride because it's pitch black dark and you can see some flashes of light. A cool part of this ride is when it goes backwards and you're going back up the hills. In the short amount of time I have today, I saved the tram tour for last. If you have not been on the tram tour at night, it's amazing. There are many lights that light up places that you can't see at night. For example, the Jaws Lake is lit up by a blue light, the sparks, and the fire. Even the shark looks better at night, with it being lit up by the fire. There are many sound stages you can go in. You can go into the Earthquake sound stage, the King Kong sound stage, and the Fast and Furious sound stage. It is pretty cool how they use these special effects in movies.
Roman, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm really tired.
I love so.
Next up, we have a farewell segment for the school year.
Presented by Claire and Gabby.
And Abigail. But, Roman, if you're so tired, why don't we just let them take over the episode after this for a while?
Sounds good.
Hey Terry Cubs, welcome back to the last segment of the year. We can't believe it. For our final segment, we'll be doing the year in review. This year brought many new teachers, clubs, and changes to our school. Many of the school's policies from before COVID were brought back. This includes required lockers and announcements over the PA system. Lockers are shown to be very controversial, so we interviewed lots of people about it. However, even though people voiced strong dislike, we still have to follow the school policies. We also had many club additions. This includes Speeding Club, Star Wars Club, Comedy Club, and Green Club. Green Club also helped to bring composting to our campus for the first time, which is what the green bins around the quad are for. This year also brought many new teachers to our school, including Miss Tom, Miss Nelson, Miss Leon, Miss Yang, and Mr. Jarrett. Speaking of Mr. Jarrett, we interviewed him about this year and what he plans to do next year, since he won't be coming back. Let's roll the interview.
I think the school year went really well. I was really excited to finally have my own classroom. I've been subbing for the district for 4 years now, and this is my 5th year at South Pasadena. And it's really great to have my own science classroom, and I really saw a lot of growth for all my students over the last couple of years, so it's really fun to see you all go off to high school. So I am leaving next school year. As many of you know, I had my baby in February 23rd this school year, so I'll be staying home next year to watch my baby girl for the first year of her life, and then I'll be back to jumping into middle school to teach science again.
That wraps up our last segment, Tiger Cubs. This was a great school year, and we hope that you all have a great summer. Bye! While Jude and Roman nap, let's roll the last music A to Z segment. This time it's a summer playlist.
Mama's dead and the business is dying. What are we gonna do?
It's music, Tony. It's always music.
Music? That's crazy!
Watch Mama's cups. When's he gonna get here?
Thank you, Alfredo. Music.
Told you, Tony.
Fellas, this is an offer they can't refuse. A segment they'll never forget. This is for Mama.
For Mama! All aboard. Take it. Thank you. Take it. Thank you.
Here's my offer. $1 million.
No can do, compagno.
Okay, fine. $10 million. Final offer.
I'll consider it. I'll do it. $10 million.
Now we have a deal. Finally getting rid of those Rassies. What the?
Now we have underqualified etymology.
Still don't know what that means. Same.
Hey guys, and welcome back to a very special segment of Underqualified Etymology. Finale! Exciting! And your favorite, and likely only, resident etymologist without an English degree here to present another word or phrase. As I'm sure you're already patiently counting up the minutes before summer break, let's get to it. This week, I've chosen an especially fitting word, simple in concept but flowery enough to keep up with my highest of standards. That being number of syllables. So, please open your ears and take a moment to learn. Up to the dissection presenting table, I present valediction. Though you probably could have heard or read this word in use before, you might not know what it means. A valediction is an act of bidding farewell or taking leave, usually spoken. For example, in a sentence you could say, "They left after many lengthy valedictions." Kinda like this whole segment is a valediction to our dear viewers. Valediction comes from the Latin word valedictus, from vale, farewell, and dictus, to say, and of course adding ion to the end. It's a rough synonym for many more mainstream words like farewell, goodbye, and the like. So if you want to sound exceedingly fancy, use valediction as their substitute. And so with that, I do say farewell, goodbye, and many alike valedictions. Curtains!
I was going to make a joke about mythology, but I couldn't think of any.
We'll just do the segment.
Hello, and welcome back to the final episode of Mythology. Today we will be talking about the Trojan War. This story starts with Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world and daughter of Zeus, Tandarius, and Leda.
Seeing her beauty, many kings wanted her as their wife. So a bunch of people went to Sparta to try and win her over. Her parents were reasonably scared to have this many important people in their backyard, and if they picked one over the other, it would most likely start a war.
Odysseus decides to help the king, in exchange for his good word to the Spartan king Icarius. When he agrees, he says that he should make all the suitors agree to a binding oath that would say that they would protect the winner's marriage and do nothing that would harm them. The suitors agree, and Helen picks Menelaus.
Meanwhile, on Mount Olympus, the gods were all together, while Eris, the god of chaos, gave the gods an apple when said it was for the most beautiful one there. Zeus knew this was bad, and he got Hermes to go find someone else to pick, and he chose Paris.
Each goddess gave him a different prize to pick. Hera promised him to be king of the world, Athena promised to win all of the battles, and Aphrodite, she said she would give him Helen as his wife. He picks Aphrodite, and sails off to go claim his prize. This event was essentially the final domino that set off the start of the Trojan War.
When Paris arrives, he knows that he can't just take her, so he waits until Menelaus leaves, and that is when Aphrodite intervenes and zaps her with a love beam, and then they sail away together. Everyone found out they had to keep that binding oath. They all signed, and they all sailed to Troy to get her back. Achilles also joined, even though he wasn't part of this. He just wanted to come to fight.
Once they sailed to Troy, after appeasing the god Artemis, they essentially burned down all the cities that were outside the walls and laid siege to Troy. This part dates 9 years, which, when raiding the cities around Troy, the men stole a bunch of women and made them their bride prizes, we say in air quotes. Hector's bride prize was a daughter of a priest of Apollo, and by not giving her back, Apollo gets pissed and rains arrows on their camp and kills a bunch of them.
When everyone realizes that this is Hector's fault, they make him return her, but he won't until he gets another bride prize. So he takes Achilles' bride prize. This pisses him off so much that he hides in his tent and lets the Trojans start for winning the war. Patroclus then pretends to be Achilles and ends up dying to Hector.
This single-handedly pisses off Achilles to a point where he bursts out into a battle, kills Hector almost instantly, and a couple of things happen and Achilles ends up dying. He is shot by an arrow guided by Apollo, shot from Paris, which kills him. Now to the famous Trojan horse. It was built with the help of Athena, and they had the soldiers hide inside.
When the Trojans saw this, they decided to bring it inside, even though some people thought it was an awful idea. They were ignored, and when night fell, the Achaeans swarmed out of the horse and destroyed the city and took Helen back, making it the end of the Trojan War.
That's it for Mythology.
Have a great summer.
See ya!
Up next, we have the final Decaying Like a Persican segment. Last episode, we ranked the first 9 movies we reviewed. Today, we'll be ranking the remaining 10. Starting off with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This movie was amazing. From the animation to the storyline, we couldn't ask for anything better. We gave this movie a 10 out of 10, putting it in S tier. Next up was Spy Kids 3D. As kids, we all thought this movie was a masterpiece. Looking back on it now, it was pretty bad. We'll put this movie in C tier with a 7.5 out of 10. Hoopa Clash of Ages was next. This movie was pretty good. The CGI wasn't the best, but it wasn't that big of a deal. We rated this movie a 9 out of 10, putting it in A tier. After that was Hamilton. This was a good movie. The actors were chosen perfectly, and the music was good too. We rated it a 9 out of 10, putting it in A tier. In the next episode, we reviewed the entire Shrek trilogy. The movie quality went down as we watched, but it was good enough to earn a spot in C tier with a 7.5 out of 10. Next up is Fred 2. This was the worst movie we reviewed in a while. Fred's voice was so annoying we almost didn't watch it. We gave this movie a generous 0.3 out of 10, putting it in F tier. After that, we reviewed Puss in Boots. It wasn't as good as its sequel, but it was still good enough to get a spot in A tier with a 9 out of 10. The next movie was Billy Owens. This movie was somehow worse than Fred 2. With a 0.1 out of 10, this movie will be put in F tier. Next up is the Mario movie. Everything about this movie was amazing except for the pacing issues. We gave this movie a 9.5 out of 10, putting it in S tier. The final movie we reviewed was Despicable Me. We originally rated this movie a 10 out of 10, but we realized we were being too generous and have changed that review to 8.5 out of 10, putting it in B tier. This will conclude the Decaying Like a Person finale as well as the segment itself. Thanks for watching.
That is the worst tier list I've ever seen.
Now it's time to show Mac's photo essay. Before Jude and Roman wake up from their deep slumber, we have the last This Day in History.
Hello, Tiger Cubs. Welcome to the finale. This is your 2023 in history. Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin collapses in cardiac arrest and is revived by CPR on the field in televised NFL against the Bengals in Cincinnati. Cristiano Ronaldo joins Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr for the biggest salary ever in football, leaving Manchester United after criticizing it publicly. College football national championship at SoFi Stadium. Number 1 Georgia beats number 3 TCU 65-7 in a 58-point victory, the most lopsided win in championship game history. Lakers' LeBron James surpasses 38,000 NBA career points, joining only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a loss against the Philadelphia 76ers. At age 45, Tom Brady, regarded as the greatest NFL quarterback of all time, announces his re-retirement after a 23-year-long career and a record 7 Super Bowl titles with the New England Patriots and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Madonna performs halftime at the Super Bowl. In her first live performance, the 95th Academy Awards, Everything Everywhere All at Once wins Best Film. Indian Dictionary adds pay as new adjective to its online edition, meaning exceptional, incomparable, and unique. India becomes the world's most populous country, according to the UN, with 1.425 billion people.
That was a great nap. Yeah. That was a great nap.
Yeah, I'm really well rested. Wait, Jude!
What?
There's only a few segments left.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, for the last few segments, first up we have pets.
This is an amazing finale that will be presented by Liam.
Now we have me and my friend segments.
Yeah, we have a character review followed.
No, it's character review.
Huh?
Let's just roll the segments.
Okay.
Hello, and welcome to the very last character review. With this being the last episode of the year, we've decided to summarize our previous character reviews and list our favorite characters that we covered. But anyways, we started off the series with a review of the man with no name from A Dollar Soldier. If you forgot, he's that classic poncho-clad, cigar-chewing, gun-slinging cowboy. But looks can be deceiving, as he's also quick-witted and is guided by a moral compass, although it does not always point perfectly north. The second character we reviewed was another classic, Indiana Jones. He's an archaeology professor by day and an adventurer by night. As an adventurer, he hunts for treasure that belongs in a museum and defeats wrongdoers, generally Nazis, in the process. The next character we reviewed is Kevin McAllister from the movie Home Alone, the cute little kid who may grow up to be a serial killer, but in the meantime contents himself by brutalizing robbers. After that, Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town, got his own video, followed by the King of the Ring, Rocky Balboa. For Rocky, it doesn't matter if he wins, all he wants is a shot at glory. Then came the kid whose childhood really flew by, Josh Baskin. Then we reviewed one of the greatest villains of all time, HAL 9000. We covered his evil exploits in one of the greatest films of all time, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Finally, we reviewed every single Joker to hit the big screen. Our favorite of all of them is, of course, Heath Ledger from The Dark Knight. Now for our top 5 characters we reviewed. And number 1 is the man with no name. Number 2 is HAL 9000 as one of the greatest villains. Number 3 is Rocky. Number 4 is Heath Ledger as the Joker, rest in peace. And number 5 is Indiana Jones. And that's that. Thanks for watching, and I won't see you next year.
Happy 30th anniversary of the World Wide Web, and happy last episode of Tiger Cub News. As this is the last episode of TCN, it's also the final episode of Internet News, so we'll have a lot to cover. Let's get started. Firstly, Twitter has a new CEO, Linda Yaccarino. Apparently Elon couldn't stick around for more than a year, and nobody really wanted him there anyway, so I take this more as a celebratory event. In other Twitter news, Elon had a conversation with Republican Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, who is running for president in 2024. DeSantis is the same governor that's attempting to ban trans youth healthcare and make guns more accessible for teens. And you get the idea. Elon was of course on his side, no shock there. TikTok is officially banned in Montana. This is a statewide ban that will take effect January 1st, 2024. Montana is the first state in history to ban a social media app. Not only does this violate the First Amendment rights, it's also enforced to an unreasonable degree. If you're caught using TikTok within state lines, you are fined $10,000 per day. Same goes for app stores that are caught giving people a way to download it. Another quick thing to throw in here, the US is trying to pass a law to ban social media for minors under 13 and parental permission for ages 13 to 16. This has to do with COPPA, which is already banned under 13 use of social media, although not heavily enforced. They say it's to protect the children, but when has the US ever cared about that? Twitter Blue, the subscription that can get you verified on Twitter for $8 a month, spreads misinformation like wildfire. We already knew this, but there's an example using an event recently that amplifies this to a majorly scaled degree. Someone generated an AI image of the Pentagon being blown up, and people with paid verification spread this like crazy. Of course, it was more believable at first glance as they were so-called verified, which just made it spread even more. For a few days about a month ago, Elon decided to verify all accounts with over 1 million followers as an attempt to promote Twitter Blue. It's one of the funniest things to me because 99% of the accounts called him out and stated that they didn't pay for it and it was given to them. For about a day, that's all my timeline was filled with. Elon then took it away that night. Lastly, the World Wide Web has been around for 30 years. Crazy how it's been 30 years since the world changed forever. The web was originally going to be a paid thing, but someone decided to make it free, and the world would be heavily different if that didn't happen. Thanks for everything this year, and for the last time, I hope you learned something, and I'll see ya.
Now to finish off this amazing episode, we have trivia followed by What Is.
That's probably the last time you're ever gonna say that.
You're right, Roman.
It was a fantastic roll of segments. So let's release segments made by Maxwell and Braden to finish them off. was actually Teddy Pollard who recommended it to me in history class. He was just sitting next to me. He said, you guys should probably do like a food segment where we review food. So I went down to homeroom. I told my friends about it. We like fiddled with the idea for a little bit, and then that was the food segment. It was really fun.
Hey Tiger Cubs! Thank you for a memorable year. It has been full of ups and downs, but for your support of ASB, we are very grateful. It has been a pleasure to make SPMS a better, more fun place for you. And now, without further ado, we are proud to present our most popular Spirit Days. Drumroll please! In third, we have Color Day. In second, we have Half Cozy, Half Classy. And finally, in first, we have Pajama Day. Have a wonderful summer, and we'll see you next year.
That's all for the season, Tiger Cubs.
Thank you so much for this amazing season, and the reason we made these episodes was for you.
Again, thank you so much for everyone that watched every week, and we had so much fun making every episode. We wish it could have just gone on forever.
And even though it can't, we're happy that we made this season the best it could be.
Once again, thank you so much. We won't see you next week, but sayonara, Tiger Cubs!